And now, a Coral Ridge Profile, a personal look into a life touched by God. Here's Dr. Kennedy.
In my message today, I talked about success and the difference between success in the world and success in Jesus Christ. Singer and songwriter Steve Gooden came to a critical place in his life where he had to make a decision between those two.
We are called to take His light to a world where wrong seems right. What could be too great a cost for sharing your life with one who's lost?
Steve Gooden wrote a song about freedom. Freedom that can only be found in Jesus Christ. And on the strength of that song, MCA Records signed him to an exclusive multi-year recording contract.
I really felt, now, Steve, you finally have arrived someplace where you can begin to have financial independence and stability and wealth, and to be able to do things for your mom that you've always wanted to do, like buy her a house and send my younger brother and sister through college. A few months after I had recorded the song Cry Freedom, I had come to the knowledge that Universal Motion Pictures was to distribute the film The Last Temptation of Christ, and I felt in my own heart, Dan, that I had to do something. I had to make a decision in myself that I could not record for a company that would consequently benefit from the profits of my records and use those funds for further distributing of films like The Last Temptation of Christ. I was personally offended by the film. I was personally appalled by the fact that MCA seemed to defend the film and could not understand that what they were doing were raping the consciences of millions of children around this country by showing a Jesus that's contrary to the Jesus in the Bible.
My decision was inspired by a great writer, Charles Sheldon, in his book, In His Steps. And like the character Rachel Winslow, I too want to make a stand to use my talents beyond my ego and beyond my financial gain. So this contract is my righteous stand for a righteous cause, the only cause that's worthy of any such act as what I'm about to do. And I would like to encourage and challenge other men and women, young men and young women that are signed in the industry, that are associated with companies, to make a decision to put their conscious convictions of Christ before their own personal gain. And no matter what the cost, is worthy of the loss. I tear this contract in the name of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Well, now, you made the statement that you tore up your contract, your copy of the contract, but MCA didn't tear up their copy.
That's right. I breached my contract. I tore it, but they didn't tear up their part of it. And that means that if I continue on this pilgrimage to stand up for what I believe is ethically and morally right, that I will be liable for suits and injunctions that would prohibit me from recording anywhere for a number of years. I'll probably be an old man.
What does that do to any hope for a music career?
This issue is not about Steve Gooden making albums or records, Christian or otherwise. They might prohibit me from recording on wax, but they can't prohibit me from coming to the churches in America, to the school auditoriums, to wherever I'm invited to sing live. They can't stop me from that. And if I never make a record, if I never make $1 million, I can still share Jesus Christ. And that's what I was put here for.
I'd just like to say in closing that I'm not a famous celebrity, but this is what I can do. Yes.
I think people would have a tendency to think, now, he's crying because there goes his dream. There goes his hope for fame and wealth and the opportunity to do these things that, that he can't do without that major recording contract. Is that why you were crying?
No. You know, I was crying when I tore up that contract August the 11th in front of those thousands of people, because I felt like this much more of the world, just this much, not too much, but this much more of the world was cut away from my heart, that I was becoming that much more closer to the Lord, to His character, and to His being. I was entering a part of my life, Dan, where I understood that nothing really matters but what you do for Christ. That's the only thing that's going to last. And I cried because I was happy that I could stand up there and do what I didn't think I could do. To set my materialistic goals and ambitions and gains aside and to say, okay, God, all that really matters is what I do for you. Here's this contract that represents a lot of money for my future. And this is what it means to me, absolutely nothing in comparison to you. Success is being pleasing to the Father. Success is knowing that you've achieved what God has set for you to achieve. In my heart, the will of the Father is to know that you're in a line with Him, with His Word, with His Spirit. So in the form or in the essence of money and fame, I'm not very successful. But when it comes to my personal relationship with the Lord, I'm getting there. I'm beginning to succeed in that area of my life. And that's what tearing up that contract meant to me, becoming more like Christ.
You know something, guys? There's never enough time to share with you all that's in my heart. But I just want to encourage Westminster Academy. Follow God with everything you've got, okay? Follow Him with everything you've got. Everything you've got. It's worth it, guys.
He's put me in a position where I have something to share with young people and to excite them about going out and being all that they can be, to challenge them to serve God wholeheartedly with everything they've got.
I do believe you can set me free. Help my unbelief, my unbelief. Master, fill me now with your faith, the faith of God.
I feel fulfilled when I know that the talents that God has given me are being used not to make my pockets fat with dough, but to minister to minds that are going to shape our political, social, and religious system for generations to come. I'm excited about that. Not making $1 million, excited about changing lives. If my life can give something to someone else's life, then I feel fulfilled. I feel like I've accomplished something, Dan.
My unbelief.